This is an idea that I've had for I know I got my shirt off. I don't want you to see like my full freaking. I got pants on, but I want to see. Hopefully, you see more of my face than my awesome pecs. So I don't know where the camera is pointed, but anyways, this is an idea I've had for a pretty long time. Ever since I really started thinking about putting my ideas into videos, because I want to do that. I want to like say my goals, have everything played out, so I can, get those firm, get those accomplished. Boom, boom, boom. However, there's also some negatives that could come with like just spewing all of my ideas and goals out to the camera. Because on one hand, it's super awesome because people can be like more. First of all, it's like an accountability for me to do it. It set. Of course, there's so much good in actually saying your goals and having the goals, more having the goals more goaly, I guess, having them more set out, so you can have there's so much more like assurance, and like you can really plan those out. You could and comfortably like plan those out. Like I just said I was going to do that, so I'll do like number 9 on the list, and then I'll turn that around to number 1 on the list, because I already said I was going to do all this stuff, and I already set it on the thing. I guess it makes it more clean, more clear cut, more and I'm someone who's very like stressed out when it comes to plans, like when it comes to like the complicated. I'm very stressed out when it comes to complicated stuff and learning complicated stuff like basketball. Learning basketball and playing it really well was really some of my most stressed out days a lot of the time, because I was not getting better. Well, I was getting better, but I also like was not getting better in quickly, and in ways that I should have been getting better at, I suppose. And that was me for like a solid like half year of me and that was when I really wanted to start getting really great, like become like the best in the world, because I just wasn't practicing right. And I was researching so much, like putting thoughts into it, and then on one hand it was like taken away because of my low motivation, but I was also practicing, and like so it's like, and I was doing a lot. I was practicing a lot, playing a lot, but I just wasn't getting as much better, especially not at the rate that I wanted to get better at. So, like I still couldn't play 5-on-5, even in like the gym. Like I couldn't, like no, I definitely could play, but like I didn't know any of like how to move, how to position myself. I wasn't practicing that. I was more so practicing like shots, getting the shots down, and then I was like just like still shooting, getting consistency up, and then I would constantly change my form, because like I was worried about like if like maybe like because my form originally was very like it have a lot of the wrist flick, but it would go like it's like someone could easily block it because I like shot so low, I guess. Like I shot like, and the ball would like had like so little arc. It would like sometimes hit the front of the rim and then bounce and then roll in, because it just had so little arc. But it had a lot of consistency on it, in my games and everything. But it wasn't like hard playing. And so if someone was like really good defending, they could probably block a lot more of those shots, because of the low arc and because of like low, I wasn't jumping at all. And then I kind of changed my form and I was doing better, but then that form was really bad. It was really consistent. A lot of the time it was really consistent, because I would did like all mid range. A lot of the time it was really consistent. And I'm all going off topic, but I'm about to wrap it up. It was really consistent, but it was just the form wasn't great in terms of like doing stuff out of it or coming into it. I'd basically like bend my knees over my toes, and then it was kind of like a Larry Bird shot where I would put the ball like kind of like, instead of Larry Bird how he goes to the side, I would put the ball like over my head, like kind of low, like even in the back of my head, and then do it. And for some reason, my wrist, like it didn't flick right. I don't know if it's something that's wrong with it, but I never went like these fingers first. I always went like kind of like, or like yeah, like I kind of went like with these fingers, and for some, I don't know, maybe it's just like how I watched the videos back, but I would always shoot, and then the ball goes, and then I like put my fingers forward. I guess it was like mostly me, and a lot of it was this hand back, or what's it called? God, I haven't played in a long time, so I'm kind of forgetting all the terms, even though I was so like invested in it. But thumb flick, yeah, thumb flick, and then I was mostly thumb flick and just, I guess more so, like, because I put it so far, but more so like the catapult of like more other than, and not so much the wrist flick. And my shots were like not like straight. They were going like kind of like that, and like it was very consistent. It was very consistent, even with like playing with like kids and stuff that were my age or younger, and even older, like older guys that were like pretty athletic. It was pretty consistent, but just the form was wrong, or like, and I didn't like push it. I didn't like just say I wasn't like, okay, stick with the form is consistent, so I'm just gonna stick with it, and then just. But like I kind of gave up on it because it was just so. I didn't jump at all. My knees went way over my toes. Like I didn't sit. I didn't like sit, like squat, like sit in it. I'm more so like bent forward, and then it was like way over my head. And then, so I changed it up, and then ever since then, I just like, and I wasn't ever like actually doing like moves so much. I was more so just practicing shot, or practicing like small moves into the shot. Like I practiced like tween left leg and then into the shot at the free throw line so many times, like day and night, just tween left leg into the shot, tween left leg into the shot at the free throw. It was so many times, and I got so consistent at that shot too. But I didn't. And that's good. That was great to practice at the start. But the issue is that I didn't practice other stuff, because I guess I just didn't feel like I was consistent enough at that shot to practice like actually like pulling up, or actually like moves into the layup. When I was practicing a layup, I would either just do like straight up layup, or I would practice like slow drive into the layup. And also my mobility and I had a lot of back issues, and I still do have back issues, but like back issues really horribly bad. And knee issues, ankle issues. So I was so slow on the court, and more than anything, I was just so uncoordinated and like not. And this is like a very and I'm putting a lot of blame on this on my body. I don't know what it was, but it was like I couldn't move my legs. Like, and hopefully whenever this gets more popular, someone will actually tell me what this was. But I had horribly bad back pain, lower back pain, specifically on the left side. And now I don't have back pain anymore, but it's still like I can feel the muscles and they're uneven. And I feel like I go more, and my walking is very, very uneven and very uncoordinated. My running, I haven't ran in a while, but I feel like my running, when I do, is like really uncoordinated. So I still have issues. But back then it was like pain to the point where I like almost couldn't walk during some points in time. But sometimes but like playing basketball, it would be like painful a lot, and my knees especially were so painful, and like to the point where I was limping. A lot of the time I was just limping, and I went to the doctor about it, and they said I had like Osgarth knee syndrome or something, which is basically like the knee cartilage hasn't grown in, and they tapped on my knee with like a tool, and it's supposed to twitch. This one didn't twitch at all. Like they tapped like multiple times, and my knee just stayed still. It didn't twitch, not one bit. And this one, I think it twitched like a little bit, but it was like very small. Like it's normally supposed to go like more, but it went like a little centimeter or something. So I had medical knee problems, back pain. I went to multiple doctors, X-rays, chiropractor. They said it was nothing major, but they must have just not seen something, or was all mental. So. Or by all mental, I mean mental health problems leaking, and that affecting my nervous system and affecting my back, and that probably had an impact on my knees and my ankle pain as well. So horrible back pain, knees going way over my toes. Oh yeah, this is why I want something. Hopefully I can go to doctors when I'm older and have like actual medical like medical experts, I guess. Whenever I did like moves, or whenever like I like squatted down or something, and it's the stabilizer muscles probably in the hamstrings. I'd have horrible hamstrings and stuff, and like inner thigh, and especially the glutes, the butt. My butt is like completely flat almost. Is like so tiny, and especially the glutes medius is so, it's like not, I literally have hip dips, like butt dips. So I've been trying to grow that out and just get like more well-rounded glutes, I suppose, more rounded buttocks. There's a point in time where I was, working on that, and I felt like I was getting stronger. By the way, the trick to glute medius is, gosh, Bulgarian split squats. So good for the glute medius. They're really hard. That's why you don't push yourself so much. Like, push yourself, but don't do any weights. And the thing about the Bulgarian split squats is you have to focus on the technique when you're doing it. So even if you're doing it super light, like no weight on it, I never did weight on it, or I did very little weight on it when I did. When you're doing the Bulgarian, you have to focus on the form, focus on, you have to like not like don't tilt your hip up, don't go like that. Like when you're in the position, right? Don't like tilt your hip up, like don't tilt your hip. You gotta like squat into it when you're in this position, and then completely try to put 90% of your weight on your left foot, even though some of it is gonna eventually go on this foot, or like subconsciously is gonna go on this foot. Try to consciously just put all your weight on this foot, and then like have this back for especially if you're weak, have this foot back on there, like whenever you're just to like keep it in place, keep it in balancing place, and then just focus on specifically the feel. Oh yeah, here's the other thing. Straighten your low back as much as you can, like to the point where you're like arching. Straighten your low back so much when you're doing that move, or doing that move, that exercise. Just make sure to keep it as straight as possible, and try to keep your hips forward, like try to almost like dip down into it. Why am I so out of breath? Maybe I just forgot to breathe. But yeah, put your hips down into it, and just eventually you're gonna start to really feel that glute medius. And this is my advice. Now I'm not a doctor. I'm not an exercise person, but I did get very deep into it at one point in my life. I'm going to get very deep into it again. This is what I'm talking. Okay, and I guess this somehow is leading back. Oh yeah, I gotta finish that thing. Whenever I was doing a move, or whenever I was doing something, it was like I had no conscious control over my legs. Like I would want to do something, and then my legs just like would go really slow, or they wouldn't do it exactly what I wanted to do. And I feel like I might still be doing this a little bit, but like it was especially bad in those days, like a half year ago or a year ago. Like my legs, like I want to do for example, I want to do like a tween cross, and I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And then the legs would and it would be like super slow, but my legs, like, I guess the connection between my legs muscles and my everything muscles down here and my mind was like the connection was like severed a little bit, or it was like twisted in knots. And I don't know what to exactly say, but like I couldn't move my lower body how I wanted it to move. And it wasn't like there was any parts of it that were like stiff or something, or like any parts were like, I wasn't like injured in any parts, but like it was just, there was no connection, I guess. Like I couldn't move my legs how I wanted to consciously, and it was like, and I think that probably has a lot to do with my nervous system. And that was the same time where my whole back, but especially my lower left side was horrible pain. And then my knees got it really bad. And I couldn't control my legs for some reason. Like I couldn't decide, tell them where to go at what time, And so that really affected my basketball and everything. And so, but I'm gonna get this all figured out. That's a goal. And okay, now I'm going back to my goals. And I had something that was unwrapped about that side point. Okay, anyways, so this is the point of the video. I know it's taking a long time. I was expecting this to only be a couple minutes, but then I always get sidetracked, and that's fine. Should I be saying my goals out to the public, or even out in a video? Because the government can hack all of these videos. They can an FBI agent, or more likely an AI, is literally watching me talk right now, and putting every word I'm saying right now. They're like analyzing it and like, okay, he said this in a recording 5 minutes ago. So how is that relating to this right now? And how's that relating to 5 years ago when he was talking to the camera? And so, okay, this is exactly what he means by that. So that's what they're doing, kind of like that. Probably exactly like that, actually. And they're probably even taking recordings of when the camera isn't rolling. And I believe that. They're probably taking audio recordings, video recordings. Who knows? Probably, let's be honest, probably all the time. So that's one reason why I don't want to say my goals, is because if they see me spewing all of my goals out, goals that are not necessarily against the government, but goals that are like, I want to do all this, I want to do this, I want to do this, they're gonna be like the AI, and then the AI gets sent to actual people who make decisions. Or who knows, AI just might make all the decisions at this point, even before maybe. What if they see this and they're like, oh my god, dude, he has so many goals, he's going to be such an inspiration to people. Even him just being an inspiration to people, even if he's not attacking us literally, which I am also planning to attack the government. I wanted to make it more like a cookie cutter, I guess I wanted to make it more like, not like I was going to attack the government, but I am also planning on attacking the government, like not physical violence, but I am planning on attacking the government. So that, alongside with everything else I want to do, they're gonna be like, oh my god, he's such an inspiration, he has so many plans in the future. Oh my gosh, we got to eliminate, we got to either kill him, frame him, or do a lot of bad stuff in his life, especially early on, so we can control a lot more of his life. So we got to really do some stuff. Make sure maybe we can paralyze him a little bit, like maybe we can give him cancer, maybe we can give him dementia at this young age, and have him crazy, go to a mental hospital, or we can give him cancer, and or we can pair it, a little bit of ricin, or we could, put something in his food that would get him paralyzed from the waist down, or like even neck, so he wouldn't be able to accomplish these goals. There's so many things that they can do once they figure out all of my plans and how legitimate I am in my plans. So I don't know if I want to say that on the camera, and especially if I upload these YouTube video, or if I upload this video and these videos, I don't want to say that, so that not only the government is the main person I'm worried about, but also like people who just like have a thing against me are going to say like, okay, he wants to do this thing at that time, or he wants to do this specific goal, so I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure he doesn't do that goal. Like, it's that type of stuff. But 99% of the fear is from the government and what they could do to me, if they knew these goals. The fuck? Oh, that's a light. Okay. If they didn't know these goals that I had. So I'm not sure if I'm going to say all of my goals to the public, likely what I'm thinking about doing is not actually saying my goals, but what I'm thinking of doing is, recording when I'm recording the goals, recording everything, but actually do them when I'm focusing on that goal specifically. Like I say, if I want to climb Mount Everest, which is something I want to do, only record me saying that goal, and Mount Everest can be any sort of, that's just an example, and that can even be metaphorically for something else, and I don't know what metaphorically it is, but I mean, I could think of things. I just heard something. But say I want to climb Mount Everest, right? Say I want to climb Mount Everest. I'm only gonna say I want to do that, and I'm only going to put that out into the recording and into the world when I am already prepared to do that, or when I actually am starting to prepare to do that, you know? Like I have goals which I don't even want to prepare for for years and years and years, right? Like I have goals, like say I want to like learn an instrument. Like, well, I actually do want to learn instruments fairly close to where I'm at right now, but say I want to uh work on cars and stuff, and become like really well known, and really, or not well known, really well knowing of cars and car parts, you know, and what every car part means, and how to fix it, and how to do that. Or like carpentry, like how to put together a house, how to do everything, be really well known, or well knowing of, and like basically knowing what I just want to become a really well-rounded person, and know so many different skills and so many different expertise, and be really good, be an expert in many expertises, I guess. So like say one of those goals, you know, I know where I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I have those goals which I do not necessarily I want to prepare for a long time. So when I am at the point where like, okay, I want to prepare for learning this, or I want to prepare for doing this, or I want to prepare for doing this skill or doing this thing, now that I am at the point in my life where I want to where I want to even just prepare for it, that's where I'm going to start recording the video. And that's where I'm going to start recording when I want to do stuff, how I want to do that stuff. That's when I'm going to start putting it out there, or at least recording it. Maybe I should do it more like that, rather than just at this point in my life spew out, say, all of my goals, which I have hundreds of goals. I have hundreds of goals. I've at least just written down. I have hundreds of goals, let alone all the things I could do. Matter of fact, I should just keep writing goals. I took a kind of a break, and now I write goals. Like I write a goal like every once in a while. I want to add to the list because I have a notebook. I actually made the last. This might not be the okay. I made the last. I didn't want to say this was the notebook with the goals, because I don't want somebody, you know, looking for this one specifically. But yeah, this is the notebook with the goals, and I just actually made the last, because this is like my 5th journal from where I'm at right now on journals. So I come back to this one because there's still spots left on the list of goals, and I actually filled out the last goal, which was, I still have this page here. This is, my uncle wrote this, but I still have this last half page here, but I'm probably not going to use this half page. So far, I'm on my 143rd goal I just wrote. Okay. Yeah, there's so many goals. And this is just like the actual list I have. Should I be saying all of this now? So that gives my enemies that I don't know I have yet, but the government and everybody, so much time to prepare, and so many things they could use to interrupt one of these goals, you know? And some of these goals are like life or death type, some, or I don't know, but some of these goals are like stunts or something like that. So if I could, that'll give them a lot more time to prepare for, you know, say like if I want to like go around Mount Everest on like a cable or something. This is not one of my goals yet. I might make this one of my goals now that I just thought about it. But like say like I want to, you know, hook up cables on Mount Everest and like go around the whole place. Having so many years, because say I want to say like the timeline, I'm probably, because I got a lot of stuff I want to do. That's probably going to be something I do when I'm like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120, 130, 140, 150. Or maybe when I'm like 300. That's when I want to do that, because like I have a lot of plans, you know? So that's going to have to give them so much more time to prepare to do stuff. That's a whole separate video. I'm pretty sure people can live well past 120. You know, I've heard stories. Early, this is at least stories I've heard on YouTube, and it's stories that I believe of people living to like 270, 280, 290. And then there's also stories of people in the government and or not government, people in power, the elites. You know, living to like well past 1,000 years old. So I want to do that eventually, and I hope more people do that. And my goal is to, as long as doing that is morally right and you're not like drinking baby's blood or anything, I want to have that knowledge and have that out to the public, so like the public can do that. You know, I would just wish more people would do that, live that long, and I want to live that long, for sure. For me, for myself especially, I want to live that long. So, or maybe I don't one day, and I just kill myself at like 1,020 years old, that's a good life, good long life probably, but then also that's perspective. But anyways, right. So whenever I do that goal, they're gonna have so much more time to prepare. Like have like a little like an Owen Hart, rest in peace, Owen Hart, sacrifice possibly by Mr. McMahon. But I'm not sure, and I'm not going to say that because I might be disrespectful. I'm not going to say that unless I mean that. Or no, I'm not, hell no, that's a free country. I'm saying that shit. But I'm not, but what I'm saying is I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I'm not sure if that, and there's not much evidence that I've seen, that I have seen. There's not much evidence that I've seen that points to that being intentional or a sacrifice. So I'm not gonna say that's what happened, or I'm not gonna say that's what I think happened. But I don't know if they like do something like put a little, or like unscrew a little pin somewhere, or put a little hitch in the clip so that I fall, and die or something. So maybe I should just focus on, or at least record. Like I can write in journals as long as I have these journals in like a safe place, or like, and there's so many like spreading the journals out, or like having like make fake journals. Even that would be cool. You know what I'm thinking? Oh my god, I mean I shouldn't even say this, but like having fake journals out there, so like the government's going to try and like infiltrate my home and take journals. So I'm probably never going to keep a journal in my home when I actually live in a home or in my house. Probably going to spread them out all around America or all around the country, or like have one, put it in like a seal-proof container and throw it in the ocean, and then like specifically get that one, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. So that is why I'm not sure if I should say all of my goals to the camera at once. But I'll probably say a lot of my goals eventually to the camera. But and I might even say all my goals in a video, because I did want to make a video just listing out all of these goals and even more goals that I have. But you know what? I'll say the most recent goal that I wrote. Yeah, I'll say the most recent goal that I wrote. Oh, this is just so low battery that I didn't even realize it was on. Is this even on? Yeah, this is on, dude. I'll see them. Oh shit, you probably saw all that. That's fine. These aren't really, but I'll say the most recent goal that I wrote, like right before I started recording this video. I wrote, because I pictured Brock Lesnar. I pictured dating Brock Lesnar's daughter, because I saw a video on that, like rules to dating Brock Lesnar's daughter or something. I saw like a YouTube short on that. It was AI and probably had no real sources. But like I was watching a video, a YouTube short about it, about dating Brock Lesnar's daughter, because like Brock Lesnar's daughter, like you could say what you want about her face and everything and how she looks kind of like Brock Lesnar, but I love strong girls, like with muscles. That's like my type, That's my type. Strong girls with muscles. I'm like Joe Rogan. I think he said he liked strong girls with muscles. I do like strong girls. I do like strong girls. I'm trying to do the Donald Trump. I need to. That matter of fact, I might write that as a goal. Do the Donald Trump impression really good, because that's just so funny. I just want to. Okay, I want to. I want to do that. But a goal is. Oh yeah, I picture dating Brock Lesnar's daughter, because she looks good to me. Dating Brock Lesnar's daughter, and if I date Brock Lesnar's daughter, then that means I'm going to be like just hanging out with Brock Lesnar as well. And that might be a whole thing, is if I even want to hang out with Brock Lesnar, because I don't know what allegation he has. A lot of allegations. I don't know. I have to make sure I know the facts on that, but. That probably means hanging out with Brock Lesnar. Oh shit! Can you see me? You better be able to see me. Please be able to see me. That means hanging out with Brock Lesnar, right? And like being in a car with him. And I feel like I might become really uncomfortable in a car with him, because I know he could, or I'm like, the chances are he could probably take me out in the car. Like he could probably, like if me and him were in the passenger seat and driver's seat, he could probably, get me in there and just like beat me up or like wrestle me or choke me out or kill me in the car. So this is where I got that idea from. I wrote, this is one of my goals: be safe in a car, be able to take anyone on in a car. I can't see really well because I have the light shining in my eyes, so it's like a lot of it is like spots, like I can't see. Be safe and be able to take on anyone in a car. A way to do this is to compete and dominate in car fighting competitions. Those competitions where two people, one in driver's seat, one in passenger, fight each other in the car. It's what the I think I said it's really cool. So what the fringe? God, that freaking light blinded me so much. The light from the camera. It's really cool. So I think I said it's really cool. So do really well. Beat a lot of people in those competitions. Something like that, man. The camera light blinded me, so I wasn't really able to read it that well. But that's what I said. That was a goal, And for all of these goals, I wrote, it's usually somewhere like one sentence, somewhere like a couple words. Like this one was make a time capsule. That was like 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 words, and then this one was literally the full page. Was one. So it's like some of them I explain more in detail. Some of them are just like a couple word ideas. But I think everyone should do this. And like a lot of these are unrealistic for like normal people that have lived, people that I see in my everyday life. Like they wouldn't do any of these or even think these are possible. But this goal list is literally titled things I would do if I was free. So things I would do if I was free from this abusive household. So that is really that's actually a good blessing for me to like be like more shoot for the stars type thing, like things I would do if I was free. So I feel like that takes away from a lot of the like, oh, I'm just normal, or I can't do this, or like I'm not made for this, I am made for this. I'm not like, but so that kind of like especially for people watching this, how about if like, and this could just take away from the like it's not for me, title it like things I would do if I believed in myself. That's a good way of doing it. Things I would do if I believed in myself. And then really think like, and be like, you can allow all of your creativity out, tap into that childhood, because that inner child is still there. That 6-year-old you is still literally like a beating heart inside of you, like it's still inside of you. So tap into that 6-year-old version of yourself. My nose is itchy. And then really think like, what would I actually want to do? And this is what I did. I tapped into that younger child. A lot of these, and a lot of these I did were more so like like things I would do right now, or like the 16-year-old, I guess, version of myself would do. But a lot of these are what I would do. I tapped into my inner child, and my inner child, I want to connect more with myself now, or at least consciously connect that part of myself. Oh God, my nose. So. Okay, so I want to consciously connect to that part of myself. So I'm saying a lot of these inner child goals are also goals that I think are actually really cool. If I really was honest about it and genuine, I think these are really cool. A lot of these ideas, even though these did come or like seen as immature, or seen as even though the inner child is so much more mature than the or even though a lot of people's inner child are so much more mature than they are right now. But I think what I'm saying is I think all these ideas are cool, and the inner child ideas, or the ideas that are more creative, or more from whatever the inner child is, I think those are also really cool, or even more cool a lot of the time. And it's stuff like let me see this. Like this. I am a swords maker. Make swords. That is the goal. I am a swords maker. Make swords. That's a goal I have. So what I'm saying by that is like, just make swords. Become a swords maker. Become, not so much like, you don't become like you actually do become a master, but like, even if you don't want to go like all the way in that, just like make swords, dude, and become good at that. Become good at making swords and different types of swords, and think of the knowledge you would have that might help you for other stuff. So become a swords maker, make swords. That's a goal that I have, and I think that's really cool. Even if I'm not a fan of, swords. I'm not a fan of. I don't watch sword people making stuff. I don't watch stuff people. I don't watch, how to base, or not how to base. I don't watch like videos of people making swords, or like what is that one show, Forged in Fire. I don't watch Forged in Fire. I'm like not really interested in that. But I think just myself making swords, is really cool. Like, I'm not interested in basketball. I don't really watch I don't know. Matter of fact, I do not watch basketball. But when I was playing basketball, when I was practicing like in my mind really seriously, and I was practicing seriously. But I still wasn't a fan of basketball. I still didn't watch NBA games. I still didn't watch even old style NBA games. I did watch those. No, I did watch those, but but I knew if I wasn't playing too. I knew if I wasn't playing or watching those because I wanted to be a basketball player, and because I wanted to learn from those games, I knew I probably wouldn't watch those. So that's what I'm saying. Like, get creative, get like, even if you're not a fan of that, whatever that is, like, I'm not a fan of watching people make swords. I'm not a fan of how swords are made. But I think it would be cool if I learned how to do it. I think it would be cool if I had a sword. I think it would be cool if, I did learn that stuff. If I had the expertise, or had the knowledge, or had the learning of how to learn about that specific thing, I think that'd be cool for me. So yeah, I think you should focus on all those creative sparks, all those ideas, even if those don't sound exactly right, or don't sound like what the freak I'm saying. So that, yeah, make swords. I am a learner of tap dancing. A lot of these I was a big I was doing like I am affirmations. So yeah, I'm a learner of tap dancing. Do tap dancing, man. Like, I love I don't watch tap dancing. I don't know what the freak tap dancing, how to become a tap dancer. I don't know how to do it. I don't know, like, I don't watch any of it. But I want to do tap dancing. Kobe Bryant did tap dancing, didn't he? Didn't Kobe Bryant do tap dancing? I think he did. he did like tap dancing or like ballroom dancing or something like that. So do tap dancing, or that. So that's not necessarily Kobe Bryant is not the reason I did it, but tap dancing. I want to learn. I want to learn that, and I want to become really good at tap dancing. Do I have a lisp? I don't think I have a lisp. I think I used to have a lisp, but now it's more like of I would talk. I have it's my words trying to keep up with my thought, I guess. So yeah, tap dancing. And the reason I said tap dancing is not because I think tap dancing is really cool. Cool. Like I don't think, or not. I don't think tap dancing is really cool for myself. Like I don't personally enjoy tap dancing or watching tap dancing. This one, or even like necessarily learning it, but the reason I think the reason I put tap dancing is because I saw that Kobe Bryant did it, and I've heard that and I just thought, and I also heard that tap dancing is really good for your coordination and everything. And so imagine become really good at tap dancing. Imagine how that would help you in basketball, or how that would help you in football, or how that would help you jump higher. It will help all of those things. It's just because you have and you have the subconscious, and you have everything. You have that stuff from tap dancing, like the coordination, and you have like the timing, and you have like the coordination, everything, and the timing and stuff. That will help you jump higher. That will help you play basketball better. Like Kobe Bryant, how that helped, that he did that to help him play basketball and to get his coordination up. He said in an interview, or someone else said, that's the reason he learned tap dancing, was because he could get his coordination up and get those specific muscles and everything. It will help you play. It will help you jump higher in basketball, and it will help you run faster and have more coordination. So that's the reason I did that goal. That's so even and do so. Goals and dreams can come out of not necessarily the end goal of learning how to tap dance. You can get like the steps of just becoming more coordinated, like tap dancing, lunges, or like gymnast or whatever. Like there's so many different ways to do that. Knitter. I said I'm a knitter. Knitter, like knitting clothes and stuff. I wanted to do that. I am a knitter of clothes and blankets. So eventually, I'm going to knit clothes and blankets. I think that's really cool. I'm a practicer of yoga. I'm not saying that one. All right, I'll say it. Burn a part of my body at least 2 inches to at least second-degree burns in a safe, controlled way. Now, you might think of that and think I'm a masochist, but in reality, I want to do that because I feel like in order to get to that position, and by 2 inches, I mean like 2 inches like in like, not like 2 inches deep, I mean 2 inches like in circumference or whatever. I want to do that because think of the mental strength you would have to do to be able to withstand that, number one, and do that, like have that, because just I don't know, I always wanted to do something, or I wanted to do something like that for a long time, or had that idea for a long time, like go through extreme pain because of the mental strength that you would go to, especially if it's like short term but extreme pain is I feel like that's really cool. And also like and another goal, I'm sure I have it somewhere on here, is running 100 miles straight, or 200 miles, or 300 miles, or 400 miles straight. But that's like that's probably so much harder, but and it's more long term. But that's burning myself is really, I feel like that'll get me not only is it a mark, like it's gonna leave for sure a scar or something. So it's only, I guess it's on my body to like that's gonna leave, like I'm gonna remind myself, and it's gonna show other people. But yeah, the mark. Yeah, the mark. Matter of fact, I just had another idea just thinking about that. I want to have it. Oh, I can't even write. I'll write on this half page here. Um, 144. Have a tattoo match in pro wrestling and lose and have opponents tattoo something and live with it, and it will be shown every time I wrestle, because it's on a part of myself, that's visible. Yeah. I feel like that's like a really cool idea. So I just wrote that down. But yeah, like burning myself to 2nd degree or 3rd degree or 4th degree or 25 degree burn. On that, like a small part of myself, I don't know, the arm, whatever. That's going to be really cool. I just had another idea. I don't know if I already wrote this down. It kind of is weird because however long your goal list is going to be, or whether it gets split up into different journals or whatever. I should make a whole journal about goals, about just all the goals I want to do. I should do that. 145. Get branded. Like one of those cowboy farm brands they use on animals. There's also cold ones. Oh, that'd be so cool. That could be a wrestling match in itself, like branding. Maybe have a pro wrestling branding match. Maybe have a pro wrestling branding match where it's like the loser gets branded, or the first one to brand somebody. And that could get really brutal. Like someone could just keep branding, keep going. That could be a good wrestling match where the first one branded is the loser. That is the completion of this journal. I had that journal for like a long time, and I finally completed it because I wrote the last goal. It could fit on there for the most part, unless I wrote on like the freaking back of it. But yeah, stuff like that. I love you so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. Those are my goals. Those are my ideas. Or at least a few of them anyways. And you should write your own goal list. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. That's why I'm not so sure about... Amen. That's why I'm not so sure about... Amen to the life, death, and afterlife. Not that I'm not sure about. Amen to that. Amen to everything. You know what? Amen to this car. Amen to everything. I love everything. But that's why I'm not so sure about saying all of my goals, you know. So I love you guys so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. But I could change. I could say like only the goals that like are like not so dangerous. Like I want to learn a violin, or I want to learn a 6x6 Rubik's Cube or something like that. So I love you guys so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. Bye-bye. You can do anything. You can do everything. Just plan. If at the very least, write down all of your goals. And you know, like in a dream world, this is all the goals I would have. Like in a world where I didn't have to go to the job. In a world where I wasn't paralyzed. In the world where I wasn't, you know, had disease. In a world where my legs weren't cut off. This is what I would do. write those goals down, you know? Even if 99% of you were like, I'm not going to ever do this. That 1%, that spark, that even you having those ideas shows that there's a part of you who fully believes you can. Even having these ideas means that there's somewhere in you, I don't know, very confusing, yes, but somewhere in a very small amount, yes, but somewhere having that spark means that a tiny party, at least a tiny part of you, so tiny, believes that it is possible and it is what will happen. Think about that. Even just having that idea shows that there's a small, disfigured, maybe broken, possibly, part of you that believes it is possible. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. Bye-bye. Video is now 50 minutes long. I'm not sure how, but I love you guys. I'm not, because I talked a lot. I was expecting this to only be a couple minutes long. It's fine, because I said some really good stuff. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. Please don't kill yourself. Be awesome. You can fight.